What is going on, everybody? This is Scrampunks episode 30. I am here with the man, MM2K.
Yeah.
What's up, MM2K? What is going on, man?
Division is life.
Oh, yeah, division.
But we'll get into that later. But division is life.
Nethos, what's life to you right now? Is it pizza?
Is it pizza? Well, pizza's always been life, but no, really right now, in my gaming life, it is Apex Legends because I play it every night, always racking up the W's. And I gotta say, MM2K brought up the Division 2, but what he didn't bring up is that MM2K is the best actor I've ever heard in an Xbox Live party. This man literally role plays playing with other people and having a blast with a group, but really he's just by himself.
He playing solo, man.
Hey, look, man.
He plays solo. He makes it sound like he has a group of 3 people with him.
They treated me like a wet food stamp, as we used to say, Griggity. They'll sit there and get me all gassed up. Hey, MM2K, we're gonna play, man. And then they'll be on Apex Legends and shit, and I'm in their chat like the oddball. So I gotta spruce it up, you know what I mean? So
yeah, man, hell nah. Yeah, man. You know, I've been playing the Division 2 myself. You know, I got a couple of coworkers, and I mentioned them before. They don't play shit, but like 1 or 2 games a year. And the Division, they love the first Division, so we've been on the second Division. Now I've been playing that with those guys, and also I've been playing a little bit of Sekiro. Shadows died twice.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that because I definitely want your thoughts on Sekiro. I didn't like put it in our talk and stuff, but definitely Nethos that Battlefield Firestorm. We have to get you to talk about that. And I was just going to brush on the Division, but yeah, definitely, man. Everybody love that. What is it? Is it Shakira? Sakabos? What's that damn game called?
Shakira. I think Shakira is that singer, right?
Yeah. I'm just being a jackass as usual.
All right, man. So what you want to talk about first, man?
Well, we excommunicated. Oh yeah, you were there for that, Nethos. The one I was gonna spoof my boy FC Violent, but he couldn't make it today. So you know, I won't do that. Hey, let's talk about, because we know that Sony, what's going on with Sony is going to be a good one, right? And then they're not coming to E3. But somebody else is coming to E3 big, and it's not Microsoft. Microsoft claimed they're coming big, but it's not Microsoft. So let's talk about Sekiro and the Division and Firestorm. We got Noah in here too. What's up, Noah?
What's up, man? What's up? Hey, I'm sorry about that, man. I built this PC and I kind of let this laptop go to the ruts, man.
That's unacceptable. Nah, that's cool, man. Hey, definitely. I'm glad you're here to talk about that Firestorm. Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about these hot games. So we got 3 games out here that's getting all the buzz, getting all the oxygen out of the room. Apex Legends, of course, but we've talked about that.
Greatest game known to man. Apex
hold
Legends.
on, because you and Nethos been giving me the shaft playing this goddamn Battlefield 5 Firestorm. So what is you and Nethos' thoughts on that Firestorm?
Firestorm is good. I mean, we got on Firestorm and we went ham once. I mean, once we got the full squad on there, we were wrecking. We got caught off guard though.
Okay. Yeah, we got off guard. Juice's mic went to shit, and he couldn't communicate, so we died. But I gotta be honest, like the thing about Firestorm is maybe because I'm so spoiled by Apex Legends, but even though Firestorm is fun, it's a good battle royale. It's just it doesn't have that feel of Apex Legends. Like it isn't fast and smooth like that. Yeah, it's 60 frames, but it's still Battlefield at the end of the day. Battlefield 5 at the end of the day, and honestly, even though me, Noah, and all of us were murking, killing, doing good, we ultimately played like 2-3 matches and then went right back to Apex. So that kind of shows the state of that battle royale. Not saying it's a bad battle royale, but honestly, I'm spoiled by Apex Legends, and I think DICE and EA made the mistake of making that mode a Battlefield 5 thing. I think it should have been a standalone, and it would have honestly fared better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So y'all were talking about me. Now the reason why I put Battlefield 5 in the mix is because y'all talked about me being the ultimate role player and actor while I was all by myself playing a Division 2. Y'all were sitting there, oh man, I like this. So ultimately you're saying it's the speed of the game. It's a little bit sluggish in comparison to Apex. What's the biggest issue to where you don't think it's giving any competition to Apex?
I think the Apex is so great. Like you get on Battlefield 5, it's a great game, but you're like, I'd rather be playing Apex right now.
Okay, I got you.
Not to take anything away from Battlefield, it's just Apex is overall better.
Wow, man.
Like, I think Battlefield's a great competitor to something like of a PUBG, like back when Battle Royale was pretty much new and PUBG was really killing the scene. Battlefield would have been a great competitor to that back in the day, but that's back in 2017. We're in 2019 now. Battle Royale has evolved. Fortnite really took the scene. I hate Fortnite, but Apex took what was good about Fortnite and made it actually good. Something even I'm into.
Look, we are spoiled. Like Apex Legends, right? There's a jump master. So when one person, the jump master jumps, the team jumps with him. So on Battlefield 5, we're walking away from the controller. Like, oh shit, I'm still in the helicopter. I gotta guide myself.
That's right. Like Apex feels like a new generation of Battle Royale. Like I'll be honest, when I'm playing Apex Legends, it gives me some of the bad PUBG feels. Like remember when you start off the match, you're in that big huddle of people with like all 64 in one room or shit. That felt fucking barbaric to me. That felt so old. Where like in Apex, you know, you just pick your character, you wait up, and you're immediately in the game.
Immediately in the game, and then like you don't mind losing because it's so fast. I mean, you're back in the next game immediately with Apex Legends. Like it's they perfected Battle Royale in my opinion.
Yeah, they really did. And also, this is something I can harp on Battlefield's Battle Royale. They have the worst menu system I've ever seen in a Battle Royale ever.
Man, I don't know what I'm picking up. Like I picked up something. I don't know how to use it.
Oh damn. Griggity, did you play I know you played Apex before though, right?
Yeah.
You ain't played have you played that Battlefield yet?
Man, I had booted it up for a second and I had to leave and I never got a chance to play. I mean, you know, it looks okay, but I didn't really get a chance to play a full game because I got killed so quick the first game and then I had to leave. So
you ain't pull a D, you ain't booted up, count the frames and bounce, did you?
Oh yeah, no. It looks cool though. It looks cool.
Yeah, okay. So for Nethals and Noah, let me try it this way. Why do you think? I mean, because this sounds like. I mean, would you? Okay, let me start off this way first. Do you think that Battlefield is going to get curb stomped? Like, is it going to drown because of Apex, the popularity of Apex?
Yeah, okay. I really do. Because I don't think DICE can update this Battle Royale experience fast enough, honestly, because they have the rest of the game to worry about. And honestly, for Battlefield 5, I think the multiplayer is actually really good, apart from the Battle Royale, which is also good, but they should focus on getting the real World War II stuff. Get a Normandy DLC pack going. Get all that shit going, the iconic World War II battles. Because I honestly feel it would make it much better. It would make Battlefield 5 as a game much better. Don't focus on the Battle Royale right now. You should focus on getting your game up to date, because honestly, Battlefield 5 didn't launch with the most maps in the world. It really didn't.
And the Battlefield 5 population was always low because of, you know, the whole SJW issues with it. The competition on there is really not really that great. I mean, you can really dance in front of people and shoot them down in Battlefield 5. It's not like that at Apex, but I just think they were too late with it. This is all these Battle Royale games to choose from, and it's not the worst because I played some bad ones, but if they would have dropped before Apex, then Battlefield 5
might have had a chance.
At this point, they need to make the game free.
It needed to be a standalone. That was a huge mistake. Like, honestly, Call of Duty can get away with it because everybody has Call of Duty, but even they felt like they kind of made a mistake on that. Battlefield 5, this was not the competing Battlefield this year. Not saying it's a bad game. I think Battlefield 5 is better than Black Ops 4, but as we know, it didn't fare the best.
Right.
So, go ahead, Gregory. I'm sorry.
No. I was just agreeing with them.
I was thinking. So to me, it sounds like the lesson that should be learned is now that Apex has bridged the gap between Battle Royale and given something long term to the hardcore gamers that they can now stop throwing up in their mouth over playing Fortnite. Now that the hardcore gamers and casuals alike have something that they all adore. If you're going to come into this Battle Royale arena now, then you're going to have to come in. You're going to have to come in strapped or don't come in at all. And to Nethal's point, I think the lesson learned would be make sure that your base game is tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't like leave it half-assed and jump in the battle royale. Like, you have to be at the apex level to even have a chance now, right? Would that be a fair assessment?
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, Apex, they're so on top of the game. I can't imagine anyone being innovative enough to make a better game than Apex. I'm pretty sure somebody will, but
eventually.
I mean, I can't. It's really hard to find imperfections in that game.
They took the battle royale scene by the throat, like I predicted. Like, once I played the first match of Apex, I'm like, this is hot. This is going for Fortnite's throat. And honestly, Apex still has room to grow. That's the crazy part about it. Yes, they're updating the game. Yes, they're adding characters, but there's not even a mobile version yet. There's not a Switch version. There's plenty of Switch owners out there who will download it. Like, just think of the possibilities of where Apex can grow. Apex hasn't even hit its plateau. It really hasn't. It can only grow from here.
Right.
Griggity, if you already answered this, my bad. Did you say that you liked Apex, or you're a big fan of it, or are you lukewarm on it? What are your thoughts?
I'm lukewarm on it because I don't know. I like the battle royale games, kind of.
Yeah.
But for some reason, by the time Apex came out, I was kind of just burnt out on them, maybe. And I never got a chance to get back into it because there were some pretty good other games I was playing, whether it was Resident Evil 2 or Devil May Cry 5. So I didn't get it back into it. And last time I played with Nethos, he dogged me so bad I just didn't want to play it.
Nethos a dog you until you get good.
Hey, Noah is the story of that. We used to make fun of Noah and roast him to the ends of the earth. I'm talking about it wasn't even pretty when he was in a party. I even told him a story. Noah, I'll be honest with you. When I got two people playing Apex, our options are we either take a random person or we take our chances with Noah. And most of the time we picked a random. That's how bad it was. But he improved. Noah's one of the better players we got now. And actually, because of Noah, me, him, and Juice rack up W's all the time now. We found our dynamic.
Thanks.
Wow, that's dope though. Hey, yo, Nethos. Hey, look, Nethos is that cat that will have you go fighting 30 people and be like, yeah, he'll hold a bat and be like, I'm coming in, and then you turn around while you getting stomped, like Davis when he got stomped in the club. I got it sitting on the side of the curb.
Hey, I'm not as bad as Noah. Noah's like, oh, you're getting shot at? You got some heat? All right, I'm coming on my way. I'm on my way. And
I
go upstairs and continue looting anyway.
Oh yeah. Hey, but now I got a bloodthirst, man. I see some shoot. Hey, let's go. Let's go get these two squads fighting each other. Let's jump in the middle and take them all out.
Yeah, me personally, I mean, I like the survival shooters and stuff. I'm not a big PvP person. I've delved into it. Let me not damage control because I'm dog shit at it. So, I'll get into Apex soon or whatever, but that's interesting because you guys was liking it, and I was just curious of what your thoughts were comparing the two. But okie dokie then. With the next game, okay, let's give Dirt Griggity some play because Dirt didn't fill that one. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, I'm lukewarm.
Yeah.
Sekiro or Shakira, whatever the hell his name.
Dog shit.
Dog. You ain't got that Kid Smooth energy over it.
Yeah. Man, I'm sorry, but shout out to Kid Smooth. He has been keeping that game entertaining. Oh my god, I'm watching his streams all the time. It's fucking hilarious.
I pressed the button. I knew what talking on this gun. All that shit you talking, man.
Shit.
You have now been exiled, man.
I ain't cried like that since playing Super Mario Brothers on the NES, bro. And I was like 5 years old, bro.
That one clip that All Day showed on Twitter where he's like, man, he got his head in the fucking way. I thought dude was going to call cause effects and hit the stage. They was going to start rapping, man.
Hilarious, bro.
Hilarious. Man. Big up to Smooth, man. Hey, look, Smooth, you know how you were saying, man, I can't do the podcast or whatever. Everybody can't do everything. But, bro, you found your knack. You know what I'm saying? Playing hard games and streaming them. Yo, you ain't nobody better, man. Ain't no better blues.
Pure entertainment, bro. Pure entertainment.
But Brittany, what is you've had a lot of time with the game, right? Since release. What are your thoughts on it?
First off, let me say this. I am a guy that never played a Dark Souls game and hated Bloodborne.
Okay.
So I bought this game just because I thought it looked cool. So I'm gonna be honest, man. I like this shit. For some reason, I like this shit. Now, I was on that boss that Smooth was on for like maybe 2 days, you know, body slam, power bombing you and shit.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Dropping elbows, but I finally beat his ass. And when I beat him, man,
yeah, it was a feeling.
I think a little bit of pre-com came out. I was so excited. I was so excited. No. Be serious. Hey, the game, it's something about this game, man. It's like it's hard like Bloodborne, you know, but it's not like Bloodborne. It's kind of weird to me because I enjoy the challenge with this game, and I'm stuck at another damn part, but I just enjoy it, man. So I like the game so far, man.
It might be me. I just be feeling it's not me. It's not me. Like I timed that right. I know I timed that right, but I still got hit. I'm done. I can't do it. Like I refuse to spend 4 hours.
I know it was bad when Noah went into our chat. He's like, I'm gonna let the Young Bucks have this one. Noah's like, I quit.
I feel you. Because
thank God we game shake. If I would have spent money on
yeah. And now I can say this: I'm not gonna beat this shit. I ain't gonna beat it. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm just, you know, playing it right now until Mortal Kombat come out.
So
but it's a good game to me, though.
Okay, so who else played it?
I mean, if you count losing to the first boss as playing it, you know.
Yeah, I played. Look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and me and Neethles and Noah's game share buddies on Steam. So Noah also was like, "Hey, y'all, let's get this Devil May Cry." Look, it's just me, my personal taste. I'm not big on a lot of the Japanese games. They're too confined and they're too linear for me. You know what I'm saying?
Quite a shit though.
Yeah. I mean, Devil May Cry. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong.
It is linear. Yeah, it is linear.
It's short, sweet, and to the point though. It's not like I like Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah. I can't get mad at Devil May Cry because it's I can tell why people like it. It deserves the accolades that it got. But these Souls games, man, I just can't get into them. You know what I mean? So, you know, but it's sucking up all the oxygen. And the final game that's sucking up all the oxygen in the gaming stratosphere is Division 2. Now I can talk about Division 2. Look, man, Division 2 is life. All right. Everything about the Division 1 that you liked is there.
Right.
And also everything that was missing to a lot of people from the Division 1 is also there at the beginning. The firefights are better. They're not, the enemies aren't spongy. The AI, some of the most intelligent AI out there in gaming, period. You know what I'm saying? A lot to journey, a lot to find, a lot of loot. And you're getting good weapons from the grip. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the things that I had an issue with the Division 1, even though I loved it and I played it all the time, is that it took me a while to start getting good weapons. You getting good weapons from the grip. So everybody here on the panel, we know they played Division 2. Let's get your thoughts. Starting with Griggity. Griggity, what are your thoughts on Division 2?
I love the Division 2. I'm level 25 now, maybe. And I've been having a blast playing the game. Now I put a lot of time into Division 1. Me and my homies, we enjoyed that game. And this one, like you said, if you love the Division 1, you're gonna love this one. But it's just better to me. The enemies, as you alluded to, they aren't as spongy. They're not as I don't know, would you say difficult?
Yeah,
maybe
difficult. They're challenging, yeah.
They're challenging, but not to the point like part 1, it will piss you off sometime. Like they were just too damn spongy. Like, damn, man. Listen, this is a minor negative, but the one thing that pisses me off about this game, if you notice, you'll do a mission or you'll be somewhere, do a side mission, and you finish the mission and you don't know how the fuck to get out of the building you in. That shit bothers me. I don't know why he made that shit more difficult. You don't know where the hell to go. You don't know how to get out of the building you're in. Me and my homies, we was playing this shit. We finished the main mission. I swear it took us 10 minutes to find the exit out of that damn building, man. But besides that, the game is great, man. I love it.
Yeah, I guess to your point, Griggity, before somebody else picks up too, I think we ran into that a couple times playing with Z, right, Neethles? We ain't know where the fuck. And some of it, there's a couple missions that I did where I thought it was over because I'm used to how things just go when that doom 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 sound comes in the division. I tried to roll and found out I didn't finish the mission and shit. I'm like, oh, I got to go all the way back and then get the stash and all the other stuff. But yeah, that is one thing they could fix, like mission complete, lock you in until you're done. You know what I'm saying? They could make that a little bit more transparent that you know where you're at. But who next got something positive to say? Only positive words are allowed about.
Is it me?
Like a Fallout 76? No, I want to go real quick. All right.
Oh,
so
go ahead.
The Division 2. What I have to say is the Division 2 is one of the few, and I mean this is all across gaming, one of the few true sequels I've ever seen. A true sequel, in my opinion, is a sequel to a game that improves and nearly to, if not all, aspects of the prior game. The Division 2 is heads and heels superior to the first game. It's fun. It's not spongy anymore. Like, you actually feel like you're fighting and it's for real. The AI is superb. The level design is so much better. It's actually interesting. The story and so on is good to follow too. And honestly, playing with your friends and so on, like you always say, yeah, playing with your friends is a blast. But in the Division, no, you need a crew to roll with. I remember it was me, Z, and Moss, and we were struggling to get through this mediocre difficulty mission, right? Like the mission itself probably wasn't that hard, but we were struggling. Then we finally got the fourth person. We finally got through it. We finally got through the hurdle. And I just gotta say, this game is so much better than the very first game. Like the very first game, you were bored with it after about a week and a half. But this one, I can see myself keep playing it. Honestly, Moss is like level, 9 or 10 now, maybe 11 with me. Me and him, we need to start playing again. I was waiting for Moss to catch up. And you know what? I'm going to boot up the Division. He's had to download Apex, so that's a condition. He has to download Apex.
Hey, I am
ready to boot up the Division again.
Moss, when you get Apex, we're gonna keep dropping in the hot zones just so you can get used to the shooting.
Y'all gonna hide behind the rocks and shit, but let me get lit up. Yeah, I know.
You got it.
Yeah,
growing pains. You got to go through. You got to go through the growing pains.
I heard you trying to set up Juice the other day, telling Juice, "Hey, Juice, when the Ring of Fire collapses, go into it to see if you see how fast you die."
Yeah, but like the game is just so much better than the first one. Like if you had like PTSD from the Division 1 and wasting money, do not have it here. Just trust me. Right. Go out and buy the game. And honestly, the Division 2, like gameplay wise, it is not up there with Anthem because I think Anthem has the best gameplay out of the looter shooters, but it's in pure content, just the way it works, the stability, and honestly, you know, just being a looter shooter and being a game that can actually evolve and grow. The Division 2, you can't beat it. It set a new standard for these looter shooters. Anthem needs to follow suit. I hope Anthem sequel will look at the Division 2 and be like, wow, if we actually listen to our community, look what we can build.
You got like, okay, so looter shooters with console people, or with gamers, period, you should front and load them. I think if you have a looter shooter that's strictly PC, like that's a different animal. That's a different demographic. You can start off with light content and then force them to pay $9.99 for all these packs like World of Warcraft and all that. You can get away with that there. You can't get away with that with a console game, with a multi-plat game. And you got to do with the Division 2. Division 2 set up the blueprint. Load it up with content, make it free, maybe do something like, you know, you can monetize it by, okay, I'll give it to you early. You know what I'm saying? I'll give it to you 3 days early for an extra $9.99, something like that. But give them a bunch of content up early, make sure it's crisp and right, and they'll come. You know what I mean? They'll come and they'll play, you know? So
yeah, like you can only make a good impression once, right? Like that's how the saying goes. Your impression really matters. Well, the problem with looter shooters, and we can all agree with this, is they never come up with enough content. Destiny 1 started it, didn't have enough content. Destiny 2 didn't really fix that at all. The Division 1 wasn't it, and Anthem. Look, I love Anthem, guys, but let's be real, that just wasn't it when it came to content. It really wasn't. But the Division 2. Now that's a full game off the bat. Yep. And now we're going to get stuff on top of that. I can wait for the raids. I am willing to wait for the raids. That's how you do it.
Facts.
Yep. And,
is
it supposed to drop next month, eh? Something's supposed to drop early
April,
right?
That's what I was supposed to talk about.
And so, I can wait for it too. That's the crazy part.
April 5th, they're adding more content. It's free. Wow. I mean, I'm only level 12. A lot of people didn't hit 30 yet because there's so much shit to do. But April 5th, they're dropping more content. Then there's more free content coming in the summer. Then there's more free content coming in the fall, and then in the winter. And then after that, then there might be a season pass too, where you might have to pay for that. So there's one of the things that I heard. I listened to the State of the Game, and one of the things that they're doing is they are adding. Oh shit! You're gonna get level 5. You're gonna get tier 5. That's a big thing to a lot of the people that hit level 30. You're getting tier 5 status. For those that don't know, tier 5 status is the top level of difficulty. But then on top of that, they're adding this thing called heroic difficulty or something like that, where they said it's just punishing. It's just terrorism to try to play that. They said, but if you can endure it and you can finish the levels under that difficulty, the rewards that you will get will be astronomical. And then there's some other tweaks and stuff coming, but there's a lot of content coming, man. Like every month or so, there's new content coming, and I'm loving it.
Is it me, or is the side missions harder than the main mission on Division 2?
Yeah.
I think they did that on purpose, though, because they want you, if you're with your crew or whatever, you can roll to these side missions, and you're going to have a challenge where they don't want the story mission to be too hard, or else people would give up. So I think they found the middle ground.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The first
because people who go from mission to mission, that's a typical gamer. We as a hardcore gamer explore.
Yeah, we don't know that. Yeah. I remember the first game, a side mission would be like defend the corner store, and JTF ties their shoes. Okay.
Yeah, there'd be $5 to come out with football helmets, and
right, and you knock them out and you're done. This game, boy, a side mission is equivalent to a main mission on the first game. It's crazy.
The takeover. I just want to share my experience real quick, and then we can move on. Unless somebody else got something else to add too. So the very first side mission I did was one of the Conquer missions. So what I had to do was there was a spot that was occupied by the enemy. I cleared them out. Once I cleared them out, I shot a flare. The flare signaled the friendly AI. So I had to wait for them to come, and it shows you how close the meters are coming, right? Yeah. As I'm waiting for them to come, waves and waves are coming. They're coming in front of me, side of me, behind me. They're flanking me. I'm running, rolling everywhere and shit, right? So then I take them out, and then the friends finally get there. And I'm like, well, what the fuck does it matter now? I done already cleared them out.
Hey, bro.
Another wave came, right? So we all ran. It was like, run to the building. So we all ran to this building, holding up our positions. 3 mini bosses came out, right? Had to take them down. It was just me and one guy left. Then finally, the final wave with this big ass boss that had on 25 football uniforms, 75 helmets on there. And the side mission literally took me, I want to say 15, 20 minutes, bro. 15, 20 minutes to do. It was crazy. And that was just my first side mission playing the game at level 1, level 2.
I think I know what you're talking about. If you ran down that same street we ran down, and it's like a turret.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At the turret at the top. Yep.
Oh,
the AI is so trash, bro.
I mean, you think they're bad, but it's still a step up from the first game too. That's the sad part.
The JTL was straight trash.
They
passing out like kids move on these streams, man. They wasn't helping at all.
Defend JTF.
That was
me.
Oh, JTF. Oh, I just realized what y'all was talking about. Hell yeah, I remember them damn thing.
But yeah, Division 2, great game. I mean, if I had to recommend any game, they're all great games. Sekiro's a great Sekiro. I keep calling it Sekiro. Sekiro's a great game. You know what I'm saying? Battlefield 5, you guys want to try it out, and if you already got the game, great. From Nethos and Noah, it ain't going to take you from Apex, but hey, if you just want to try it out, what the hell? But Division 2, if you're into those open world looter shooter journey type games, this is it, man. This is it. So, all right, what next, Griggity? What's next on the topic?
Well, shit, you tell me. Shit, hold on. Let me see what the topics.
I want to do CD before we get to the juicy juice. You want to talk about CD Projekt Red?
Oh yeah, we can talk about that.
Hey, let me interject real quick. Did y'all see the Wolfenstein Youngblood?
Oh yeah, that looked dope, man.
Yeah, then you can give a buddy pass. Now that's lit.
So, I'll explain that because I love Wolfenstein. I'm a Bethesda fanboy, but I actually didn't watch it. So, word.
And then if someone doesn't own the game, you can give them a buddy pass so they can play with you.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, hey, Bethesda's a damage control mode over Fallout 76, bro. I hate to say it. I love it, but hey, here's what they did. I'm not going to just 30 seconds. They had with Fallout, the previous Fallouts, particularly Fallout 4, and big ups to LaButter. I should have invited him too, man. Fuck. LaButter, smart guy, broadband bully. He said, Mosh, you all over Twitter arguing with yourself and shit, looking like that you need to be in the white jacket over Fallout 76. He's like, look, bro, I get where you're coming from, but the problem is that Bethesda attracted a lot of casuals with Fallout 4 with all that, you know what I'm saying? With the having the dog and the Minecraft elements, that they came out with Fallout 76 to strip down on all that, and they got mad. He said, so I understand you are okay with the core mechanics, but you can't bring in the casuals like that and strip away those core mechanics. So he's absolutely right. So ever since then, they've been in damage control mode. Rage 2 looks awesome, even though I hated the first one. But I'm telling you, it's Wolfenstein.
I hated the first one too. Yeah, I hated
the first one. But talk a little bit more about that Wolfenstein, man. Get me excited, man. Is it mainly just co-op or is there any other features?
That's all I really got to. I'm gonna go back and look at it again. I had to, I was at work looking at it, so I didn't really catch all the details. But what popped out to me was co-op and buddy pass.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be lit.
That's crazy.
That's the two biggest features that they announced. But if you're a fan of the last one, like the last two games, the story about what's his name, BJ Blaster was. So the story is he's missing, and his twin daughters, I believe, is going to go find his ass.
Okay,
and it looks dope, man. Because I love like the last one, and I love the first one. That came out of 2014. Gotcha. So yeah, man, I'm hyped for it, and it only costs $30, I believe.
Oh, you can't beat that with a stick, man. Definitely. Okay, now that's cool, man. I'm interested. I love Wolfenstein. That's one of my favorites. I think when did the first reboot come out? That was my game.
I believe it was
on the.
Was it?
Yeah, it was on the OG. Like before I know it was before the mid-gen refresh because I beat.
Oh no, it was literally like the launch year, like 2014.
No, I think it was 20. It was 2014. Yeah, it was 2014.
But yeah, it was a very early game. I have the game. I never actually booted it up.
Oh, it's lit, bro.
Good, man.
Kick him off the show. This is it. I'm tired.
Minus action. There's minus action.
You know what it is? I think I might enjoy that game more on PC. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, you're right. Get it on PC, bro.
Yeah,
it's 60 frames on the X.
Yeah, I know, but there's something about that game. That and Metro.
Yeah,
I just want to play that on the PC.
Right. He's absolutely right. Those games are built built from the ground up for PC. I know Griggity's throwing up in his mouth, but those games are built from the ground up. Yeah, you got to play on PC, bro. I played the latest one on 360 and I liked it because it wasn't Xbox One X enhanced or whatever. It's cool. I didn't like how the weapons felt. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got to play you got to play it on PC. You know what? This brings up another topic too that I almost forgot. And then we're gonna get into the juicy juice. All right, so all these games are out now. It's good. Gamers are loving it. You know what I'm saying? Then we got this Wolfenstein joint coming out. And then there was another game that's being teased that's going to be like there might be a full reveal tomorrow. And I gave Borderlands 3. Okay. So I want to get the panel's thoughts on Borderlands 3. I think it's good. Everybody loves the series. They love Gearbox for the series. They can't wait for this game. They've been begging and pleading for this. You also hear in the gaming community that this was the first looter shooter, that this kind of introduced the whole looter shooter type thing. Like, what is the panel's thoughts on this? Are y'all excited for version 3 or is it just mad? Who wants to jump on that first?
Word on the street said this is supposed to be a battle royale type game. That's where
that would be poop soup.
Poop soup, damn.
Being how
I don't know if that's legit or not, but
that was already their attempt at Battleborn was their attempt at the hero shooter game, and that failed.
Yeah, man, that failed really hard.
Oh my god, that thing flopped. I forgot all about that.
That was trash.
Hey, bruh, I was in 5 and Below with my son, my 13-year-old. He's big ups to Gooch. He's 13. His birthday was this weekend, and he destroyed his $900 laptop. But that's all right. I won't kick him in the chest. But anyway. So we're in the thing, and he's like, Dad, 5 and Below got video games. I'm like, man, get out of here. I'm not trying to hear that shit. So he's crazy. He runs and brings me the whole case, and all of them were filled with battle boards. And it was like 5 weeks after the game came out, it was $5. Holy shit.
Damn.
No, that was the worst way to launch a game because they launched it right next to Overwatch and you couldn't tell the fucking difference. Yeah. I couldn't tell them apart.
I know, right?
I thought, like, no, the Battleborn beta's out. They're like, no, it's not. Overwatch is out like next week. I'm like, oh, wait, what? I thought it was the same game.
Yeah.
Hey, but what flopped worse though? That was it Battleborn or what was the other one? Lawbreakers.
Yeah,
what flopped worse?
Lawbreakers are cheap.
That's a good ass question. Cali Rex in the chat though, he's like, Battleborn was fun.
But I think Battleborn wasn't necessarily a bad game. I think it just launched horribly the way they did it. But like Lawbreakers, oh my god, Cliff just got irony with that one. That was pure irony.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, not irony. That's not the word. That was karma.
Yeah,
he thought he was a big shot with that shit. Blew up in his face.
Yep, he was trashing Xbox. He was now he's on Twitter talking about his personal problems and
he's like the host of Masterpiece Theater now. I've been reflecting on several incidents. Programming college grad.
You can't turn your back on the community, man. Like that's
the game just didn't even look good to me, to be honest. Like it looked like a shitty Overwatch. It always did. Yeah. An Overwatch with a jetpack mod. I don't know. Like it just wasn't it.
He should have made a battle royale.
No, he did. Well, they did. He did make one.
Pacific Heights.
Oh yeah.
And that fucking was awful too.
Shit was horrible.
Oh man,
that shit was out for 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks, and then they closed it.
I played it too, man. I played it on my laptop.
Radical Heights.
Yeah, Radical Heights.
That was the name of Radical Heights. Yeah, you're right. Radical Heights.
It was free. Like he can't even sell free games.
You know what was the worst with that Lawbreakers? I don't think the game would have done well anyways, but like he was prancing around that game. He's like, I'm not putting this on Xbox. They didn't pay me enough money. Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna sure miss you, Cliff.
I get it, but this is the thing about Cliffy B. And you know, I've been following him since Gears of War because I appreciated the fact that when he came out with Gears of War, that he had made it co-op because that was a big thing for me back in that day. You know, but with that being said, I think Cliffy B really absorbed the attitude and the mind state of one of his characters in Gears of War. I mean, this mug got so cocky that it was ridiculous. And he didn't realize that as video games became more mainstream, that it wasn't just the nerds, the 17 nerds that played games anymore that thought he was super rad and super cool. It was the general public that was looking at him and said, this dude is a pompous ass. Like, what is he really doing now? You know, why would you have Lawbreakers specifically to PlayStation 4? Well, nothing against my PlayStation people. When PlayStation 4 gamers, hardcore gamers are known for playing by themselves.
Oh shit!
Just a quick,
that didn't boast well. That wasn't the multiplayer shooter Sony needed. But I will say this: like, think about this, Moss. I mean, the motherfucker, he's all cocky and stuff, but at the end of the day, his probably right hand man or the third man, or who fucking knows. Rod Ferguson just makes her pass him. Yeah, just think about that for a second. Rod Ferguson, a nobody at the time, even though he did a lot of great work, but everybody knew Cliff. Now Rod Ferguson may pass you up.
Yeah.
So, quick question. I know he worked at Epic Games and created Gears. So is he no longer with Epic Games? Did he start his own?
Yeah, he left that.
Oh, he left it a while ago.
Yeah, he left and made Boss Key, and
he need to go back.
The key got broken. No,
I mean, Epic Games now is a completely different monster.
They don't need his ass.
He need to start as a janitor and work his way back up.
Start as a janitor. Hey, man, he might have burned some bridges, man. You might
probably did.
Hey, get laid off and reapply and shit. Yeah.
I was about to say, like, he got mad on Twitter or whatever. And he's like, fuck your refunds. I got to pay these people. Let me get my private jet now with my hot girlfriend. That's what he did.
But he's humble now, though. He's humble. Like,
yeah, it's kind of humble. You're right.
3 failed projects. Now he's humble.
Hey, remember? I guess he had too much red wine. He went on that rant and started showing concept art of all the games that he pitched.
This is how I imagined the game coming out, but you guys didn't support it. So this is what you'll never get. Oh man, fuck that. We got Apex.
No, like he showed like this crazy zombie fucking dragon game or whatever, and literally everybody turned him down. It wasn't just a Microsoft or Sony. Literally everyone turned him down.
Right, man. Right. right?
Daniel B, my bad if I butchered your name, homie, and you're a big time supporter. I'm sorry. Says he has a restaurant, and he says the concept art looked dope though.
A concept art for anything looks dope.
Yeah, exactly. But when you try to like connect the dots and add it to a game, that was the cockroach with the dragon wings fighting for the cheese and butter.
Yeah, it's a lot of games where the concept art looks dope, but the final product looks nothing like.
I'm sure Sea of Thieves look kind of cool in the concept.
Hey, Nethos, you're on a whole nother level, man.
I bet you if you look at the Sea of Thieves concept art, the Kraken had a body. It didn't make the cut.
I know. I needed to evolve, right?
Hey, I will never forget that shit as long as I live. The body is going to evolve over time. I said, come on.
The body is DLC.
I was like, come on, fellas.
You
can't do this.
And I got mine, man. And when that came out, I ordered mine, man. I got my Kraken. I remember I was wearing it to. I'll make this quick. So I got dairy allergies. I know you guys are like, where the fuck is this going? This is going left. I got dairy allergies, so I got to go to a lot of vegan restaurants. And nothing against vegans, but y'all are some weird ass motherfuckers, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm there. And everybody whispers. Why do vegans whisper all the fucking time? So I'm trying to get some like a vegan cookie or something like that. And the guy said, "Man, I like your shirt." I said, "Thank you." Like he's like pointing at my chest. He's like, "The Kraken is lacking. I never even thought about it." And I whispered back to him, "Because there's nothing to think about, motherfucker. It's about get your weird ass away from me." I'm sorry. All right, go ahead, y'all.
I was getting hit on.
I'm sure. Yeah,
right. What you doing later on?
I got more vegan cookies. Like, golly, man. I'm telling you, it's weird for me. But all right, so, go. What you saying?
I was going to read one in the chat. Cali Rex, I remember that the Warframe devs were trying to get support for their game, and so many of the backers that pitched the idea to turn down Warframe. Oh man, Warframe is making a ton of money. That's a game.
Yeah. And you don't hear a lot about it, but they're just doing their thing. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people don't know this is actually a sequel to the Dark Sector. Remember,
Dark Sector was so fucking underrated, man. Dark Sector was fire.
I don't even know what the fuck that was, but hey,
that's
you got a random subscriber here with True Witty. He says, "I don't get YouTube. I'm not even subscribed to the channel. I remember subscribing, never heard of this channel, but it was in my subsection."
Hey, True Witty, we glad you subscriber. We glad YouTube messed up, man. We'll take anybody we can.
Hey, thanks, True Witty. Thanks for not liking YouTube and shit. But listen, hey, I appreciate it.
We'll send you some vegan cookies, bro. Got plenty of them.
Hey man, Mr. Rice's Fritz said they was whispering to you because you was the only black person in there.
Hey, they was trying to tell your ass to get out.
Yo, there be all these Arrested Development looking bugs, man. It look like they want to sing Tennessee and shit, man. All up, it's a mixture. Everybody wants to be vegan. I have to do this by force, and everybody wants to be vegan, man. It's a very different experience.
Fuck that. Give me some barbecue ribs and set y'all ass up.
Oh man, that's funny.
I'm gonna get me a pork sandwich tomorrow just because.
Right. Just for Fish Sandwich Appreciation Day. Hey, all right, next on the list, y'all. Oh no, we were still talking Borderlands 3. So just get everybody's thoughts before we move on. Are y'all excited about this game? Do y'all even care about this damn game?
Me personally, I don't care.
Okay.
Me personally.
I was late to the whole Borderlands thing. I remember I had coworkers telling me about it, and by the time I found the game for free and tried it, it was too late.
Yeah, I never booted up a Borderlands in my life. I never had it. Maybe I'll try the third one. Hopefully it's good. Like MM2K, you had something interesting about Borderlands. You said the sequel was downgraded to narrative. What were you saying there on Twitter?
So you know me, I'm a troll and I'm a jackass. So I'm disgruntled about Borderlands, but I'm not going to go over it here and spill it because I think a lot of people really don't give a shit about it. There's a lot. It's the silent minority that talks up to this series, but the first Borderlands I loved. I had it on like 7 different platforms, including Ouya and some other shit, or on live. I meant. I love the first Borderlands. I played that game like 6 times over. You know, as many times as I could. I went to the midnight launch of Borderlands 2. I called off for work. I played hooky. Went to the midnight launch of Borderlands 2. Almost got curb stomped because I brought my daughter with me at the time, and she kept mixing up Borderlands 2 with Mass Effect 2, and kept calling the characters Tally, and the nerds in the line wanted to whoop her ass. Bring the game home, and I just never what Nethos was speaking to is a tweet that I had put out earlier. One of the biggest complaints about Borderlands 1, even though I thought that the gameplay was ingenious and the level design was ingenious, is that it didn't have a good story. There was no story. It's just all about shooting crazy shit.
It was weird. It was like a looter shooter without like a base. It's like
exactly, yeah. You were just going around doing shit, but it was the way the missions and everything was set up. It was ingenious. I loved it, and the variety of enemies, and then that weapon engine where you could make 30 million weapons varieties or whatever. The weapons really were unique and different, right? So what happens in 2 is they made so much focus on creating a plausible story, which they did, and that's why all the casual people love it, right? But they didn't revamp the engine. They just made more possibilities, and then that watered down the weapon system. So you weren't finding a variety in weapons like you were. And then the level design was just corny. The enemies were corny. It was just stupid. Yeah. It was a stupid game with a decent story. So I was very upset about that. The Handsome Jack collection was dumb. Everything subsequent to that is stupid. So until Gearbox shows, unless there's a demo and it has some of the charm of 1, I don't give a shit about it either. I'm disgruntled, but that's my take on it.
I'll wait to Game Pass.
Yeah, I'll wait.
The hell of a service.
Maybe I like it. You notice how you start liking games when they hit Game Pass? Hey, this wasn't that bad.
Yeah, this shit wasn't that bad, man. Just Cause 4 was dog shit initially, but it ain't that bad now.
I can rock with this.
Look, I gotta be honest, I think it was Mooch who said that, but the Just Cause series is what you call a dumpster fire. Yeah, I could never get into any of them shits.
Just Cause 4 is a game.
Just Cause 3 was fun to me. I actually finished it. But 4, I couldn't. I paid $60 for 4. I can't, man. First of all, the graphics are absolutely terrible.
Graphics and the frame rate are terrible.
Well, in part 4, the frame rate's not bad.
Well, I mean, part 3.
Oh, part 3 was terrible. Part 3, the frame rate was terrible.
I felt sick playing it.
Damn.
Yeah, that shit was bad.
Because all you see is jaggies. All you see is jag. Well, especially on console, all you see is jaggies, and then the frames dropping. It's like, man, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
Let me go outside and do something.
Back, stop seeing triples.
Yeah.
Wow. Now there's in Game Pass, I'll give it a shot.
Hey, Moss, but we did. You brought it up, but we didn't mention it. Let me just mention it right quick about CD Projekt Red before we move on. This ain't gonna be long.
Let's talk about that. Yeah,
but they say E3 2019 will be the most important E3 in the company's history.
Yeah.
What does that mean, man? Would they have a release date for Cyberpunk 2077? What does that mean to y'all? Why would it be the most important E3 in company's history?
Because that's what they're supposed to say.
Oh, okay. Just how Xbox say every year, this will be the biggest E3.
But no. I really do think you're gonna get a release date for Cyberpunk 2077. They didn't do that random gameplay showcase and pull a Rockstar out of nowhere for no reason. Yeah. I think this game really isn't too far off. I think it's gonna be next year, in fact, and it will be available on the next gen consoles, through backwards compatibility, of course. But I imagine it maybe a spring release or May, whenever The Witcher 3 launch, probably around that.
I agree with you because it did. Yeah. Witcher 3 did release around, was it March, April, May area?
Yeah, I think it might have been May. And speaking of The Witcher, you just might get a tease for The Witcher 4. Not gameplay or anything, because they probably haven't really started work on it. But you know what? Maybe just a quick CGI or something. Who knows?
Will it be on Microsoft stage?
Yeah. CG Projekt Red is going hard. Well, pause. Yeah, CG Projekt Red's going all in with Microsoft.
Microsoft needs it more than life itself to align themselves with Cyberpunk 2077 to have any resemblance of a hardcore platform. They need that.
Wait, hold on. So hold on. Who's the developer or publisher?
CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red. Do you think that might be there's a rumor? acquisition, right? Do you think?
No.
hell
CG Projekt Red will never sell. The EA tried buying them and they refused that. But no, CG Projekt Red technically they're published by I forgot who it does, but they are published by someone.
Warner Brothers, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good pick. That's a good pickup from Warner Brothers.
But let me throw this out there. I mean, because a year ago, anything CD Projekt Red was working on, including the Cyberpunk 2077, we just knew was going to just shine and be the best thing ever, right? But then you had two things that happened in my mind. First, you've had the release of the presentation, which you had some people turn away from that and say, I don't like the fact that it's first person, which to me is ridiculous.
That's the dumbest thing you've heard.
I agree. That's stupid.
And then on top of this, you have I'm going to call it the Japanese Renaissance now, where the Western developed games, except for the Division 2, are getting hammered, and all the Japanese games that are coming out now are getting praised. So, with that being said, do you think a lot of the luster of the anticipation for Cyberpunk 2077 has died down? Because I haven't had not a lot of people are talking about this except for us. I almost forgot about it.
All it's going to take is another trailer. All it's going to take is another trailer, and that shit will heat right back up.
I absolutely agree with it. Just needs another trailer. It needs another gameplay demonstration, because when it did do the gameplay demonstration, we can't deny it. The thing was trending. It was blowing up Twitter. It was huge. I'm talking about that was a rock star thing what happened right there. And honestly, they just need another trailer, and boom, it's good to go. I think as soon as they announce the release date, the hype's going to be full on the board. See, Cyberpunk 2077, here we come. And speaking of the Japanese Renaissance, here's the thing about that. I think in this day and age, we're so tired of the Western developers, more or less kind of fucking over the consumer. I think we can call it that. Releasing half of their game, releasing them broken, Fallout 76, and just, fucking up. Just fucking up. That's what we can say. Where these Japanese games, they go the more traditional style, back in the PS2 days. Because I gotta be real with you, Devil May Cry was awesome, but it felt like, a Devil May Cry. It didn't really evolve or anything. Not saying it needs to, but, it's still a great game, but it felt like playing a much better Devil May Cry 4, at least to me, right?
Right.
And I think people kind of miss that. Now, I think they really did good with Resident Evil 2. I played a little bit of that. Now, that game's fucking awesome. I never played the original, but I'm sure that's much better than that. I'm sure the remake is much better than that.
Oh, yeah.
And Resident Evil 7 was dope. I didn't beat it, but that game is dope.
Right. I finished that game. That was dope.
Here's what I think happened. To Nethal's point, even though Nethal he got to keep kicking Fallout 76. The hell with you, Nethals. About to have Griggity give the ejectocito your ass. Anyway, to Nethal's point, I don't think so much it was the Western developers that are fucking people over. I think it was the publishers. There was a big call for these open world games that let you explore and do all this other shit, but publishers like EA, all up in the videos, wanting Anthem to come out 3 years early. You know what I'm saying? So they can meet certain stock prices. That's what EA's known for. So meet certain I can't think of the term, but meet certain deadlines for the market. So because of that, and the fact that these open world games take a lot of investment and a lot of development time, I think the Japanese gamers are taking advantage of that. And then they got a lot of help from Sean Layton. Sean Layton came back to them in the middle of this generation and said, hey, look, we're done beating that indie game drum. You guys can come back now because we got y'all's leverage and Microsoft doesn't have you. And they stopped porting their shit to mobile, and now they're bringing full-fledged console games to, AAA games out, and they're reaping the benefits of coming back out. So I think it's a combination of the two, but mainly it's these publishers that have these AAA games, open world games that are unfinished, but I don't think CD Projekt Red is going to be guilty of that. We know they take their time with the game. So,
hey, side note, Nethos, you need to play Final Fantasy VII, one of the greatest Japanese RPGs ever made.
Not better than 6.
And it's on Xbox One. It's on the Xbox One now, and the Switch actually.
I just never got into the Final Fantasy series. I gotta be real with you. I couldn't do that shit. I bought that newer one. What's the new one that's kind of more like Kingdom Hearts
15?
15, whatever the fuck it is. I bought that. It was a blurry mess, by the way, when I bought that shit, and I never really went back.
These are the old style. These are turn-based.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I never really played turn-based games like that. The closest thing I play is like Pokemon, but even that's a little bit different.
Hey,
you're a fan of anime, so you were like
in the 8th grade, man. He don't know what no damn turn-based game is.
Yeah,
you being a fan of anime.
It was fucking weird.
You being a fan of anime, you'll really like Final Fantasy VII, man.
No, speaking of like kind of an anime game though, I bought a fucking Switch, and by the way, the Switch is dog shit hardware. I don't care what Baron says, but I do like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'm not gonna lie, that game is fucking awesome. No matter how weak the Switch is, even though it struggles on a non-demanding game like that, I am having a blade with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I am having a blast.
Are you going to support the Power Rangers game since it's crossplay?
You know what? I was thinking about it, but like it's not PS4 crossplay, so like I don't give a fuck about the Switch owners.
What I mean, it's crossplay between Steam, Xbox, and
yeah. But I only care about PS4 owners though.
You only care about PS4?
Who the fuck plays on Switch, Baron?
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying though. So I feel like if we support this game, we'll probably see a lot more games.
But no, I do like that. I think Mortal Kombat, they were talking about that shit. And Mortal Kombat could be the game that kind of bridges that gap in the fighting arena.
I wish.
PS4 and Xbox players, what's over? Like, as soon as Mortal Kombat starts doing that shit, you're going to see a lot of people who are like, I don't give a fuck about crossplay, to like, hello, crossplay, here we go.
Right. I can't wait to see Mortal Kombat on the Switch running that 380p.
It's going to get canceled.
Speaking of that, I got to go back to Apex, my new favorite game. If Apex gets that crossplay going, it's game over. That's the biggest game that could do that right now.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
Cool.
I hope it does it.
Moving on, people.
He said Mary sent you his Nintendo Social Security number. Hilarious, Daddy. Hilarious.
Hey, yo. So really, the meat and potatoes, we saved it for last because we let everybody fill in. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, too, if you guys are interested, we can only open this up for 10 minutes because Griggity got us on a tight schedule. But if you want to do a Skype call and you got a question for the panel, we're going to accept it now for the next 10 minutes while we're going over the subject. Just call us via Skype at PNTSnetwork at hotmail.com. I'll put it in the chat. PNTSnetwork at hotmail.com. We're doing live calls. Also, if you want to leave us a voice message for Scrampunks or even the Vitamin C podcast, right? You can leave it at any time after the show. All right. PNTS.
Did you just call it Vitamin C podcast? Vitamin G.
And now Kelly says Warframe might do crossplay.
That would be dope. Great for Warframe, but like Fortnite, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm glad Fortnite does it and it's paving the way for other games, but I just don't like those games. I don't like Fortnite. I don't like fucking Warframe either.
I think I'm gonna get his Power Rangers a try, man.
But isn't it like $20?
Yes, that's why it's only 20.
Yeah, it's only $20. I might fuck with it.
I haven't been a Power Rangers fan since elementary school, but
who the fuck was a Power Rangers fan? You have to be in like kindergarten.
Golly. So, all right, next subject, the final subject matter. Well, no, not the final, but next to close to it. PlayStation, y'all.
Oh God.
What the hell is going on here? We had not only PlayStation canceling shows, you know what I'm saying? PSX not coming to E3. And then also we're seeing things like them pulling digital copies from other retailers. We see them having analysts warning people, hey, their portfolio looks bad. Be leery of investing in them in 2018 or 2019. Wait till 2020, when they do a PS5 release. You have all this stuff going on. And then on top of that, Sony has this State of the Play show, which we know Neethles was in love with. You know what I'm saying? He got his Yoshida Tramp stamp yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of PlayStation fans are upset. So, like, what is going on? PlayStation is still the king regardless. But have they lost their mojo or they're losing their mojo? What the hell is going on over there at Sony? Who wants to take a stab?
Man, I'm just going to say this because I'm the one who damage controlled it. They just fumbled the ball, right? Like sometimes you drop the ball, sometimes you just fuck up. And at the end of the day, before you roast me about the Iron Man game, because I know you're ready to do that, Moss, I used my imagination with that. I saw the Iron Man helmet and I was like, hell yeah, I'm flying as Iron Man. And then he's like, Neth, look at the actual gameplay. I'm like, hell no. Hold on, let me retract.
But I want to add this to it. That show would be okay if Sony was gonna have an E3 presentation. They don't have an E3 presentation, and they come up with this show.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Now I do applaud them for supporting VR. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, they did good there.
But a lot of fanboys are disappointed, and I'm still laughing because all I seen the day before, Sony they're about to drop this Megaton.
Oh, Last of Us 2 release date.
Hey, let me say this. You know what? Me personally, the show, it was what it was, right? I don't have a problem with what Sony did.
20 minutes.
I don't want to talk about these fucking fanboys. Noah just alluded to it. They were talking so much shit. We have saw tweets. See, who needs the E3 where you can have a show where you announce big games? I'm like, okay.
We're about to see greatness. Y'all
We're
ready
about to see greatness. We're going to show Xbox how to do these shows. Okay. All right, buddy. That's all I would say about that.
Yeah. Look, this is what I'll say about that. Like, when I went to watch this PlayStation event, I was expecting, the next Inside Xbox, or apparently it was really a Nintendo Direct. Apparently they just copied that straight up. But I will say, we can admit to this. The Inside Xboxes and this Sony show, they show very similar content. It's very D-list games, like indie games, or, well, I guess it's still indie games, but in VR now. But I do appreciate that Sony went from game to game, did a quick 20 minutes, and a quick explanation for each one, and even showed a new character from Mortal Kombat. That's the same shit Inside Xbox does, but you have to get Larry Herb on the stage, his cringy host. You got to get the white gloves going. You got to hear Larry make a music video saying, yeah, boy. Like, all that shit is what makes Inside Xbox
you get to learn who composed the music behind the games and stuff. Like,
to me, that's what's wrong with Inside Xbox. I never really had a problem with the content. I think they could have done better in the content, but at the end of the day, I get it. If it's a monthly show, you're not going to have shit all the time, especially if you're at Xbox. Shit is dry over there. But PlayStation, while they had similar content to what an Inside Xbox does, at least they showed it in a much better way. That's why I'm not, on Sony like, wow, this is horrible, Sony. But to be fair, you brought up a good point, Dirt and Noah. Sony may have done a much better Inside Xbox, but this is all you're getting with them throughout the year. You're not getting an E3. You may not get a big event. I assume they're going to do a big event, but you may not get it right now. These are what are going to make up for your E3, and that is actually scary. I can see it from that perspective.
So let me ask you this: what games are slated to release this year from Sony?
Days Gone.
Days Gone. Yeah, that's it. Days Gone in MLB.
They're saying The Last of Us 2, but I don't know. Something reason I just can't see it.
I don't see Last of. I mean, it could, but I don't.
I see it early next year. I really do.
Yeah. Here's big ups to the real master of the chat. He translated Neithel's damage control to what it really should have said. He said this shit was trash. He said they could have just did a tweet and a YouTube video, and that's the point. Look, here's where there's positive and negatives to this. To Neithel's point, it was good that they did quick hits because I think also Sony being the king right now, as far as appraise and numbers and all that other stuff, all they need to do is do quick hits to keep people abreast of what's coming on or what's going to release. The problem is the way that they did it was so lackluster, and they showed nothing but bullshit. Nobody cared about that dumb shit. It was horrible, except for Mortal Kombat. I'll give them credit for that, but all the rest of that was dumb bullshit.
It did not help that they were promoting that thing too. Like, I don't know why they went and started promoting that shit. The promotion lasted longer than the actual show. Right? I remember Porter Rocket, as soon as it ended, he's like, hold on, it took me longer to set up my Google Hangout than the actual fucking show.
Yeah, it was over by the time he got set up.
Yeah, because no one reacts to an Inside Xbox. Even Z tried, and it almost killed him. But everybody was getting their Google Hangouts ready, ready to react to everybody shit. And then they're like, "What?
It's over."
Hey, but I really hope this is a lesson to everyone, man. Like, competition is good. Like, to me, in my eyes, it looks like Sony's getting comfortable.
Yeah,
with this 90 million sale lead.
Absolutely.
There's no reason your company, your preferred platform, should be declining invitations to a E3 presentation. Man, this is like This is almost like the Super Bowl of gaming. You know what I mean? Like this is.
Bro, Noah, by the end of the presentation, I said, "Well, there's a reason Sony is going to E3 this year." Like they really don't have much, I guess.
The show. I
don't think they want to do a third-party event again.
I'm pretty sure they got games in development for like 2022.
No, they do. They definitely do, but they don't have anything more for the PS4 beyond what they showed.
How lax they got. They've gotten comfortable. Like they can literally tell their fans, "Yeah, we're not doing shit this year."
It's a very Microsoft thing, honestly.
It's okay, Sony. You've been providing greatness to us for the last 2 years. We're fine. We can just play Spider-Man and God of War again.
I dropped a video earlier today. Shameless plug. Please watch my video, please. You know what I'm saying? I break it all down. Really?
Yeah, I watched it earlier. Yeah, you broke it down from a business standpoint.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Sony's doing this because they kind of have to for the market. There's two things that Sony has to worry about. They have to worry about Xbox and Nintendo, and they also have to worry about themselves. They outperform what they've done in the past in 2018. And unfortunately, when you do that, the market wants you to keep it up. So you can't do gangbusters and then just say, okay, well, we're chilling right now. The market's like, oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of shot themselves in the foot. I think what they should have done is, instead of like yanking all these shows, if they would have paced their games a little bit better, like instead of pushing back everything that loading up 2017 and 2018 the way that they did. If, for instance, if God of War just came out last year, you had Red Dead Redemption coming out at the end of the year, and you had marketing rights to that. Just push that and have Spider-Man come out this year. You see what I'm saying? That would have balanced things out financially for them. But because they front-loaded everything in 2018 to the panel's point, trying to beat Xbox, the lowest common denominator right now, they shot themselves in the foot because 2019 is horrible. And now they got to cut back from E3 because they got to invest in infrastructure, because now everybody's like, oh, Sony, you had a great 2018, but we're peering into the future now because we're the market, and that's what we do. We look 12 to 18 months, and you don't look like you got anything great coming on right now. So we're looking at Microsoft, and we're looking at Google Stadia, and we're looking at now even Walmart rumors and shit. Like, they're looking at that. And
I just refuse to believe a company that normally shows games eight years ahead has nothing to show this year. Like, I mean, I understand like from the investor standpoint, but this is so unlike Sony.
They're just waiting to announce the PS5, then they got their slew of games to show. Not saying those games are going to come out immediately, but they have games ready to show.
You know, but let's talk about that for a second.
Games is coming from Sony. I wouldn't doubt that at all. It's just,
I generally think they're about to have a big event this year to announce their PlayStation 5.
They probably will, like a PSX probably. But let me ask you guys this. Let's talk about their first party for a quick second. Of course, Sony Santa Monica's probably working on the next God of War, right? Guerrilla's probably working on the next Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, Sony Ben is about to drop Days Gone. The Last of Us 2 isn't out yet. Well, Death Stranding is not a first party. Sucker Punch game, Ghost of Tsushima, is not out yet. So what are they going to have besides...
I can't wait till that game comes out.
Yeah, but my point is, besides Sony Santa Monica, God of War, and like Horizon Zero Dawn, what other big first party games are they going to have that's going to be ready within the next couple of years? Because if those other games haven't come out yet, and Days Gone is coming out in a few weeks.
I mean, look at some of the franchises. I mean, they could do like another order.
That's not what they do own IP, but like Ready at Dawn is not owned by them. Though.
I'm not a big fan of Killzone, but I mean, I guess they could do another Killzone.
No, they're not going back that route. They have their formula that got us accolades, and they're going to stick with it until they're forced to go other. And that's the third person.
But I think Sony has proven to you, Dirt, that they can just show you the possibilities of what's coming down the line. Just those few games you named, and people are going to be content with it anyways.
But here's the
with God of War, Last of Us, and all that, and it worked.
I think that those games aren't. Look, don't forget too that Sony, even though they sit on PSX and they talk that shit, Sony too realizes that the market wants them to have service-based elements in their games, and they've promised to do that in an investor call. So even though the single-player elements might be good, even though they got this PS Plus elements that they add, I think they realize that's not enough.
Whoa, Moss. You're telling me you can't rely on third party to do the multiplayer for you?
You can, but they're not going to do it. They could work with DICE.
Wait. But I thought Sony was the gaming industry. I thought the single player is the only fucking thing you need.
I know, Neefles. But according to the people that we're in the chat.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I know. But the problem is that, I think that those service-based elements are a lot more farther away than we expected, and that's why it's taking longer for these games to, come along.
Could be, but we'll see. I'm just saying, listen, I just really feel that Sony's being quiet right now because they are gearing up for next generation. Like you said, they pretty much shot their load. They announced everything they had for the rest of this generation, and now they have nothing else.
Yeah,
it's the first time in their history they're not going to E3.
Yeah, bro. Isn't that crazy? 25-year history. That's crazy.
Yeah. As trash as Xbox has been with games the last few years, they've still had E3s. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's I don't know.
Gonna be interesting. Any thoughts, Noah, before we close it out? I guess nobody wanted to call in, and that's fine. If you're being gun shy today, leave us a message, PNTS Network at hotmail.com. You can leave it for any of the shows, Scrampunks, Vitamin G podcast, not like my man Callie said, the Vitamin C, go get your orange juice podcast, but Vitamin G podcast. Or if you want to leave one for any of the panel members, me, Griggity, Noah, Neethles, you know what I'm saying? And anybody on the Vitamin G podcast, even TRS when he wants to show up, just leave us a message. We'll make sure that we answer it, okay? But any other thoughts on that, Noah?
I'm just thinking about like the future of console gaming. I think Sony needs to change up the PS Now. They need to make PlayStation Now free, at least for your existing titles.
Yeah.
And then like kind of create like a Game Pass type of service. Instead of, I think $20 a month is too steep. Maybe make it like $10 a month. You get access to all the PlayStation 3 games, and a select few PS4 titles that you can stream. Because I mean, PlayStation they already own PS Now. They should be using that to their advantage, especially with the streaming, this possible streaming future we might have.
Right.
But I'm actually excited, man. I'm really excited about the future of gaming, even with the streaming, because a lot of times, especially in my case, I don't have the opportunity to be in front of my TV, and when it's slow at work, I would love to get on my cell phone and play like a good RPG or story-based game.
Facts.
But it's exciting times, man. Exciting times. I don't expect cloud gaming to replace.
No, it's not.
It's not replace.
At least not right now, but it would be a great supplement
when our kids get to our age and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe, yeah. When
they get laughed, they say you're too old to be playing games, and then they'll be playing the Google Stadia, and there won't be any consoles. We ain't got nothing to worry about.
Hello, man.
Yeah. Hey, right about that, Noah. I'm excited about it, man, because like I said last week, Moss, man, I'm one of them older guys that fully embrace technology, man. I love it. Right. Show make things more convenient for me. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. I love it how I could do my taxes without actually
having to pull out paper
physically seeing my damn tax lady, man. You know what I'm saying? I was able to do my taxes through email.
It's it that way, Griggity. People just trying to kick and scream and fight it to the death.
See, the thing is, people are looking at the glass half empty, right? They look at streaming as a replacement, but don't look at it like that. Look at it as supplement. Like, look at it like you're playing God of War, right? And you finna go out of town. You won't want to carry your PlayStation 4 with you, right? But you could just pull out your cell phone and finish the game off. You really want to. You're going for a whole week, right? And you want to get back to this story. I want to see what happens next. So I'm out of town. I'm just gonna pull up on my phone and play this game and continue the game that way. It's not a replacement. It's a supplement to the game. Now maybe 10, 15 years from now, maybe we need to be a concern, especially when.
Damn. Sorry, we had a Skype call. Call back, man.
Oh shoot, my bad.
Call back, man. For some reason,
he said you weren't answering this shit.
Hey, he called, and I said, I mean, when nobody called, I shut it down. But call back, man. I'm gonna take it. But go ahead. I'm sorry, no.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it's a supplement to gaming, man. I think a lot of people are just like in fear. of the whole streaming thing, but it's not going to replace local hardware.
I mean, if you understand that, we understand that. Why some guys just don't get that? Some guys are. That volume loud. Oh shit, echo.
Yo.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. Mass.
Yo. What the fuck happened, man? Hey, man, people in the chat laughing at the Skype call, man. They laughing. They say, look at.
Hello.
Yo.
Look.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. That Sony show was garbage. I just wanted to call in just because nobody called in. They were scared, so I wanted to show that I wasn't scared. I'm never scared, so I wanted to call in. Even though I could have just hit the link. But I wanted to call in because that's how I do.
Thank you for testing out on network. Is there still an echo, y'all?
No, it's a little.
Okay.
But not as bad as it was.
Thank you, Maz, for doing that. And I wish you could have called in when Neethles was still here trying to do his little damage control and shit. But, better late than never.
I was listening to him. I've been telling him all week. Bullshit and baked shit is still shit. I don't understand that. And the same thing like Noah was saying where everybody's like, well, they've been giving us great games. I don't give a fuck what they've been doing. We're talking about what they're doing right now. Right. Y'all motherfuckers tell everybody not to bring up the past. We're talking about right now. Right now, they did this whack show. They're not coming to E3. They're going to do more of these shows throughout the year. As of right now, the only thing I have to go by is going to be 20 minutes of garbage. That is the only... There's nothing that tells me anything different. They gave me this show, which was 20 minutes of trash. So all I know is that the rest of the shows are going to be 20 minutes of trash. I have no faith in them. The last E3 they did, they brought people out playing flutes. There was two different segments of people on stage just playing random ass instruments for 3.5 minutes.
It was a lot of fun.
And then they had a round table with a bunch of old people talking about nothing. Nothing tells me they're about to put on a good show. They hired the lady that does the Division promos, and she did a voiceover for a bunch of YouTube trailers. They could have just put a damn YouTube video up, then sent out a tweet that said they put one up, and nobody would have complained. But they decided to announce this like it was going to be something, and it wasn't. And they got crucified for it. It's that simple. This is an L.
Hey, Mass.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, there was a lot of hype from fanboys about this show prior to being shown, right?
Facts. I saw all them people talking about when, Xbox face when Sony goes all out at this show and blah, blah, blah. Not even the fact that Sony tweeted it out on Friday was they were trying to build up anticipation, trying to build up word of mouth for it. That literally what that was. Because, like I said, it could have been a day of tweet. They could have put this video out on Monday and then tweeted about, here, go to this, watch this new video. And all that you would have heard would have been everybody be like, yo, PlayStation put out this sizzle reel for all these VR games.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been nothing. But they tried to hype it up like this is going to be our event. This is what we're going to do throughout the year because we're not doing E3 and we're not doing PSX. We canceled last year's PSX. We don't have other big shows planned. We don't right now. They may actually have some down the line that we don't know about. But as of right now, the only thing we know about is y'all going to do these shows every couple months or so, or throughout the year. That's what they said. So we're again making an assumption that it's every couple months. You said throughout the year. That could be every 3 months. That could be every 6 months. I don't fucking know.
If I'm not
but
mistaken,
all I know is right now, the next show that they do like this is going to be trash, just like this one was. I don't have anything that's telling me it's going to be great.
Man, she was on Porter Rock
they
show,
announced,
right?
or they showed the same games they have been for the last couple years last year, and did an extended demo, and then they showed a bunch of VR games, like, and everybody's like, well, it shows that Sony is backing their product. No, motherfucker, because the Vita had games at the beginning. Like they put out games. They put out Golden Abyss. They put out Blades of Chaos. They put out all the Shin Megami games. The Vita had games, and then they stopped making them because people wasn't buying them at the same rate. And y'all like, oh my God, people is out here buying PSVR, 4.2 million sold.
Yeah, that's not good.
I don't know what you think, that shit ain't a lot.
I was just going to say that, man.
Like,
you was put
VR didn't take off like everybody thought it was.
He was damaging
and here we are.
Controller, right?
Yeah. Like, it's that simple. Like, people have to make VR games. It's just like 3D TVs. Like, people had to make 3D games in order for that to be a thing. People have to make VR games in order for VR to be a thing. And all you're going to get is a lot of these indie devs making VR games. You'll get some that have, like, tacked-on VR modes, which don't work great, or they're very limited. Like, that Iron Man Dave and Buster's bullshit. That is I don't know why anybody is hyping that game.
Yeah.
That shit looks worse than that Halo Dave and Buster's game.
Nice.
And y'all motherfuckers is hyping this shit because it's only on PlayStation. It should be only on my fucking Google Cardboard. Like, that's what it looks like. It's shit. I don't. Like, it's a shit sandwich wrapped in an iron suit. Like, the on-rails shooter.
Let me ask you this, Maz. So everybody's hyping up VR, right? PSVR. And if you like it, you like it. I don't care. You know, some people like peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, why are you hyping up something like you just said that has an attach rate of 4 million against 100 million consoles for one? But you want to you want to dog the Kinect where wasn't it the fastest selling peripheral? It was 25 million within like a year or something like that, and it made Guinness Book of World Records. And look how that turned out. You know what I'm saying? So like people are not looking at the equivalency here. And even if let's just say if VR did have a bigger saturation, like to your point, what they showed was dog shit. You know what I mean?
There was one game. That one game where you were like the detective or whatever the fuck, that game looked interesting. The rest of them, I'm not going to fucking buy for the PSVR that I own. I bought one when that bitch launched. I bought the $500 package when that bitch launched. And I'm not going to buy, I'll buy one of those VR games. I'm not going to buy that Five Nights at Freddy's shit. I'm not PewDiePie, and I don't need no dumbass jump scares or nut. Like, them games aren't good. They make 1,000 of them for a reason. They aren't good. And I don't understand the appeal. And nothing else, like No Man's Sky, I'm still not buying that shit. I bought it when it launched and I got my fucking refund from Steam. I'm not going to go back again. I'm not. I'm done.
Look,
like, people have this like false equivalency where one thing means the other just because it fits their narrative, and that's not how this shit works. Like, VR did not take off. When it came off, everybody thought it was going to be the next big thing. By this point in time, we should have Skyrim level games in VR, but we don't. We got Skyrim-ish, but we don't have those. We don't have those type of experiences. You know, everybody talking about the Astrobot game. Okay, that's basically an iteration of that PlayStation shit that they was giving away with the camera. Like, these things don't make me want to go buy something to spend $300 on this peripheral. It don't. It just doesn't. I have all three. I got a Vive. I just bought a new Vive. That's $900. Just bought a new Vive because I want the wireless one. I just bought a new one. I have two different Oculus. I had the one from because I was a Kickstarter for the first one, so I got the first one, and then I got the latest one, and then I have a PSVR from launch, and I wanted VR to take over. I remember being a kid and like, yo, I'm trying to be in the starfighter. I'm trying to be in, in that world. I want VR to be good, but it's not. It's not taking off. And no matter how much people try to equate that shit, it's not taking off. The PS Vita sold like what? It was like 14 million over like an 8-year span. 14, 15 million over an 8-year span. Mm-hmm. And this shit sold 4.2 in the last 5. Like, I don't know, like, where y'all making up these numbers that's great.
Yeah, it's not.
All that's telling me is it's on the same fucking path.
Yeah.
They was supporting that shit too at the beginning when it was like 4 million. They was supporting that shit too, and then they stopped. It's not that Sony doesn't support their things, it's that they stop and then let that shit die with no remorse. Yeah. Like, they got rid of giving away Vita games. All those Vita games that they could still be given away. That's because they don't give a fuck about the Vita. Mm-hmm. They're not giving away PSVR games because they could have easily made that switch. If VR really meant that much, then they could have been giving away at least one PSVR game per PS Now or PS Plus. But they're not, because it doesn't really mean that much. People are going to make it because they're going to buy shit, try to buy into it. They're going to try to grasp onto this market. But the market hasn't taken over like it was supposed to. And what's going to happen is it's going to die again. It'll resurface in a few years, bigger, and probably works in. But right now, it's too big, too bulky, requires other parameters. Like, you're paying $300 for an external thing that you need another $400 system to work properly. Like, that's too big of a input just to get into this one thing. And people were like, yeah, well, you have a PS4 already. You just need a, catch one on sale for $199. That's great if you can catch one on sale for $199.
But not only that, but you need the camera.
Investment.
You need the camera. You need the dildo sticks. You need the
right
the herpes with the herpes blister on top.
Like, people, y'all making this like this is just so simple to the most people. It's not. To us hardcore, to me, I went out and bought it day one. I pre-ordered that shit. Because, again, I wanted VR to work.
And having the VR, you need space too.
VR is the only one that makes me sick. But I still try to use that shit. I bought Astrobot. I bought that gun game. I forgot what the fuck it was called. Like, I wanted it to work. I want VR to work. I want to be able to go pick up the headset and play those games. I want to be able to do that. But that's not for everybody. And VR doesn't show well. Like, they did a 20-minute scissor reel of VR games, and VR shows like shit. You have to put the headset on for it to mean anything.
For that experience,
and they don't get that. But they keep trying to show it.
Yeah. And then you get sick after
it looks like Fable, like it's just Fable the Journey. Like, every game is Fable the Journey when you try to show a VR game. Yeah. And that shit needs to stop.
Facts. Totally agree.
I understand y'all want to sell it, but y'all don't need to try to say, hey, everybody come watch this, when hey, everybody doesn't have this.
Exactly. And if you were going to do that, if you're going to flood your show with that, then let it be some killer apps that's going to make people want to buy it. Number one, you have the showing problem, which you cannot do anything about. And two, you didn't even load it up with shit that people would even like, oh, I got to go get this. So yeah, it was an L all the way around. But hey, Mass, thank you for calling in, bro, and testing this out, man. You know what I'm saying? And thank you. We can make things work at PNTS.
I wanted to prove that it worked. That was the other reason because I think everybody was like, they ain't gonna pick up. I wanted to prove that this actually works. You can get on the show. You can give your opinion. There's a thing. So next time, just call a damn Skype line and you'll get through. It's crazy, I know. But when the man say do it, just do it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Peace.
For sure.
All right, that was the homie Mass. All right, let me flip something here so we can get back. Okay, brought up excellent point, excellent call, man. Man, definitely.
Man. And he's speaking facts there. He was speaking all facts, man.
Yeah, all facts. So, well, with that said, I think it's time to close shop. You know, we went past Griggity's curfew, so we're all gonna get flogged and thrown in the basement, you know what I'm saying? Just give it scraps to eat till next show. But no, outros, everybody want to tell what they doing, what they playing, where they can be found at, you know what I'm saying?
Actually, man, like after watching that movie Us, man. My clone upstairs in the bed with my wife and shit, man.
Oh damn!
Oh Lord.
Hey, don't spoil it. I'm gonna go see it.
I'm sorry.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I forgot. Everybody ain't seen it.
Yo, some people in the chat, man, say what's up, man. The Cali Rex,
Yes.
Taser Delight,
Yep.
Mr. Righteous Fish, Dustin, was it Sipes?
Yeah, Dustin, Big Dustin. What's up, Dustin?
True Witty.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. What's that? Paladin and peanut butter?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. For sure.
All right, man. So thank you, everybody. Oh, damn, I'm sitting there talking like this ain't my goddamn channel. Let me shut the hell up. No.
You go ahead, man. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, man, I'm gonna be on the Division 2. I just want to say this. I'm gonna be on the Division 2. Broadband Bullies has a Division 2 clan, and the perks of playing with a clan is that, you know, as you play with a clan, you get more better gear and shit like that as the clan accomplishes certain tasks. So if you want to join, hit me up in the DMs on Twitter. I'm at MM2K. It's simple as that. At MM2K on Twitter. Hit me up. Let me know if you want to join. You know what I'm saying? And again, even if you can't game with us per se, when you're playing, you're going to get the benefits if the clan are reaching certain initiatives. So I just wanted to say that.
Oh, cool.
Yep. All right, then, y'all. Great show tonight.
Yeah, fantastic.
Wasn't he talking about? I got Thanos.
Yeah, Thanos.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Moss, you got anything going on, man? That's something you said. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop another video. My hate for Borderlands 3 will continue. Stay tuned.
Hey, Moss, did you see when I was listening to your video earlier today? Because I didn't go to work today.
Oh, okay.
Did you see the picture that I posted in like the DMs? Like the picture that posted on your video?
No, I didn't see it. No.
Go back and check it out, man.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
there'll be so much shit in his DMs. I don't know.
Yeah, it's our shit. So,
okay.
Right.
And ours. Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
All right, Noah, you got anything, buddy?
Oh nah, man. You know, just mainly gonna be on Apex. I'm gonna try this Mortal Kombat. Well, I tried the stress test. That Mortal Kombat 11 is tough. I'm a beast on there with Baraka. I don't think nobody want to see me with Baraka.
I'm sorry. Hey, look. So Griggity's listening to my video. That's why motherfuckers ain't watching my video. Why is the thumbnail to B2K?
Man,
hey man, that's foul, man.
I just listen. I just start laughing. I'm like, what the fuck?
He got that Raz B going on.
Hey yo, Dallas Austin did not touch your boy. I'm sorry, man.
Was that Chris Stokes?
Yeah, Chris Stokes. Stokes did not stoke your boy. Okay.
What the hell?
Yeah,
I'm getting World War Z on Xbox and
PC, word.
That still look
dope.
dope.
Both.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to run on
so
PC? I'm down. I got it. I'm pre-ordering on Xbox.
Okay. I'm down.
The PlayStation 4 is just for exclusives, so that'll get hooked up when Days Gone come out.
Yeah, that shit dope. All right, man. All right, we about to get out of here, y'all. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace.